Congratulations on landing an interview. This is a significant step in your job search journey. Now, it's time to understand the interview landscape, particularly behavioral interviews. These interviews are becoming increasingly popular among employers. Traditional interviews often focus on your skills and experience. Behavioral interviews, however, delve deeper. They aim to understand how you've handled past situations. This provides insights into your future behavior and performance. The premise is simple yet powerful. Past behavior predicts future behavior. By sharing concrete examples of how you've navigated challenges, demonstrated skills, and achieved results, you provide valuable data points for employers to assess your suitability for the role. Remember, behavioral interviews are not about reciting your resume. They are about showcasing your abilities through compelling stories that resonate with the interviewer and demonstrate your fit within the company culture. The STAR method is a structured approach to answering behavioral interview questions effectively. It helps you provide clear and concise responses that showcase your skills and experience in a compelling manner. Let's break down the acronym SITUATION. Begin by setting the context. Describe a specific event or situation from your past experience. This could be a project, a challenge you faced, or a particular role you held. Be sure to choose a situation that is relevant to the job you are interviewing for. Task clearly define the task you were responsible for within that situation. What was your specific role, and what were you expected to achieve? This helps the interviewer understand the scope of your involvement. Action. This is the most critical part of your response. Describe the specific actions you took to complete the task or address the situation. Focus on your proactive steps, skills utilized, and thought processes. Use action verbs to make your response more dynamic and engaging. Result. Finally, outline the outcomes of your actions. What was the impact of your efforts? Did you achieve a positive result, overcome a challenge, or learn something valuable? Quantify your achievements whenever possible, using numbers, percentages, or specific metrics to demonstrate your impact. By following the STAR method, you create a cohesive narrative that is easy for the interviewer to follow and allows them to assess your skills and experience in a structured manner. Let's say you're interviewing for a project manager role. The interviewer asks, "Tell me about a time you faced a challenging project deadline. How did you handle it?" Here's a sample STAR response. Situation. In my previous role at XYZ company, I was managing a software development project with a tight deadline of 6 weeks. 2 weeks into the project, our lead developer had to take an unexpected leave of absence. Task. As the project manager, I was responsible for ensuring we delivered the project on time and within budget, despite this unforeseen setback. Action. I immediately assessed the situation and identified potential risks. I collaborated with the remaining team members to reallocate tasks and adjust the project timeline. I also communicated proactively with stakeholders, keeping them informed of the situation and the revised plan. Result. Through effective teamwork, communication, and problem solving, we successfully delivered the project on time and received positive feedback from the client. This example demonstrates how to use the STAR method to provide a specific, structured, and compelling response that highlights your project management skills. It allows the interviewer to see how you have handled a challenging situation in the past and what results you were able to achieve. Every job requires a specific set of skills and attributes. Employers use behavioral interviews to assess whether candidates possess these competencies. Here are some common behavioral competencies employers often look for. Problem solving. Can you identify challenges, analyze information, and implement effective solutions? Teamwork. Do you collaborate effectively with others, communicate clearly, and contribute to a positive team environment? Communication. Can you convey information clearly and concisely, both verbally and in writing? Are you an active listener? Leadership. Can you inspire and motivate others? Do you take initiative and drive results? Adaptability. Can you adjust to changing priorities, handle ambiguity, and remain flexible in dynamic environments? When preparing for your interview, research the job description and identify the key competencies required for the role. Then, brainstorm specific examples from your past experiences that demonstrate these competencies. Crafting your winning star stories. A step-by-step guide. Creating compelling star stories takes time and practice. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you prepare. First, review the job description. Carefully analyze the job description to understand the key skills and experience required for the role. Next, identify relevant competencies. Based on the job description, identify the top 5 to 7 competencies that are most critical for success in the position. Then, brainstorm examples. For each competency, brainstorm at least 2 specific examples from your past experiences where you demonstrated that skill. Use your resume, work portfolio, and personal experiences as a starting point. Now develop your star stories. Using the STAR method as a framework, craft detailed and engaging stories around each example. Ensure your stories are concise, action-oriented, and highlight the positive outcomes of your efforts. Finally, practice, practice, practice. Rehearse your star stories until you feel confident and comfortable sharing them naturally. Practice with a friend, family member, or career counselor to get feedback and refine your delivery. The power of reflection, showcasing growth and self-awareness. While showcasing your skills and achievements is crucial, demonstrating self-awareness and a willingness to learn from your experiences is equally important. When crafting your star stories, don't shy away from discussing challenges or setbacks you've encountered. Instead, use these experiences as opportunities to highlight your resilience, problem-solving abilities, and capacity for growth. After describing the result of your star story, take a moment to reflect on what you learned from the experience. Did it change your approach to similar situations? Did it highlight areas for personal or professional development? By incorporating reflection into your responses, you demonstrate maturity, a growth mindset, and a commitment to continuous improvement, qualities that are highly valued by employers. Practice makes perfect. Honing your interview skills. Practicing your interview skills is essential for success. The more you practice, the more confident and comfortable you will become in articulating your experiences and showcasing your value to potential employers. Here are some effective ways to practice. Mock interviews. Conduct mock interviews with friends, family, or career counselors. Simulate the interview environment as closely as possible and ask for feedback on your responses, body language, and overall presentation. Record yourself. Record yourself answering common behavioral interview questions. Listen back to your responses and identify areas for improvement in terms of clarity, conciseness, and delivery. Behavioral interview question lists. Utilize online resources and career guides to access lists of common behavioral interview questions. Practice answering these questions using the STAR method to develop a repertoire of strong responses. Beyond the STAR method, additional tips for success. While the STAR method is a powerful tool, there are additional tips to keep in mind. Be authentic. Be yourself and let your personality shine through. Listen attentively. Pay close attention to the interviewer's questions and ensure your responses are relevant and address their specific inquiries. Ask thoughtful questions. Prepare a few questions to ask the interviewer about the role, the company, or the team. This demonstrates your interest and engagement. Follow up. Send a thank you note within 24 hours of your interview, expressing your gratitude for the opportunity and reiterating your interest in the role. Conclusion: mastering behavioral interviews for career success. Mastering behavioral interviews is an essential skill for navigating today's competitive job market. By understanding the principles behind these interviews, familiarizing yourself with the STAR method, and practicing your responses, you'll be well equipped to showcase your skills, experiences, and potential to prospective employers. Remember, behavioral interviews are an opportunity to share your story, demonstrate your value, and make a lasting impression. Embrace the opportunity, prepare diligently, and approach your interviews with confidence and authenticity. Good luck!